This is the first screen you'll see when you log on, and you'll see that Jay has logged on here. This essentially shows you all the database records, which is a bit uninteresting. So what I'm going to show you first is one of the series of menu options which you can see down the left hand side. If you click on poetry, you'll see there are several options here, and the one I want to show you first is poems, and this details all the poems, and you'll see they're sorted by title. And they've got various characteristics of last modified, their form, their work in progress, committed, and various tags which have been used to tag the poem. So let's look at one in detail, having taken a sounding. And you'll see that here the data is laid out slightly differently. It's laid out vertically instead of horizontally for the individual poem. Now suppose I wanted to change something here. Well, I know, for example, that this poem is a sonnet, so I can click on the form and click there, and I've changed the information on the poem. I've got to save that, of course, and it's done. So let me go back to having taken a sounding, and you'll see there is a series of tabs across here. This is more background detail on the poem, and this one details a critique that was made by Broken Bow Poets on the 2nd of February, and there's the various detail of the critiques. Similarly, here we've got a detail of submissions. It was submitted to York Literature Festival again on the 2nd of February, and it's committed until the 26th of May. That's right. It hasn't got a place yet because the competition hasn't closed. This is a program of readings, so you can see it was also on the 2nd of February read to Fire River Poets, a group. These are various notes. Normally these notes are made autonomously by the system when something happens to the poem, but there you can, as you can see, add an additional note there by clicking on there. And then these are various attachments. These are usually, but not always, versions of the poem that have been hoovered up when you registered it, and you'll see there are several versions there already registered. So that's all the poem details. If I take you to all the critique details, and you'll see that there have been 3 critiques made to different poems, and there's the one we were looking at earlier. Here are the readings, and you'll see that there's only been one reading at the moment, the one on the poem we looked at earlier, but at that reading there were 3 other poems: Knossos, Special Effects, and The Colour of Grief. Here's all the notes, and you'll see that there are various notes that have been made autonomously by the system when various poems were submitted to this York Literature Festival. Here's all the attachments, and there are lots of these. You'll see there are several pages of them down here, so I can go to the last page, and you'll see that the various poems have various versions. You can put various attachments in, and I can show you that by, for example, if I click on here, then you'll see that there are types of attachments, and these are all of them: audio, images, links, references, video, and versions. If I go to all the submissions, you'll see that there's the details of all the submissions. I can click on one of these. Let's click on this one. There we are. It was submitted to, that's it. Here are all the publications that have been loaded into the system. I'll show you later on how you can update this. It suffice to say, if I click on one of these, let's take Ambit, for example, a well-known publication, then there we are. As the details, you can see there's a URL link. If I wanted to look at that in detail, I would click on Ambit, and I would go to this drop-down menu here, click on here, and here we have Ambit. Straight to it. It's go back to our site, and yeah, you can also load information on competitions, as you can see, and keep that up to date. You can keep people, because people are in groups, and here we have, for example, Swindon Project Critique Group, and you'll see it's made up of members. And have they had any readings? No, they haven't. All right. Individual people, I go on, find myself, which is there. See that I'm a member of several groups and also a member of various cohorts: the poet cohort, the critic, the workshop leader, and I could add on other cohorts. Various roles. So you can see a collection of all the writers, for example, here. We have utilities, and the utilities enable us to do things external to the system. So usually there are things like check on the poems committed, poem documents, and so on. The poems are registered by a process of hoovering up information off your local drive, collecting them as documents, and then registering the poem documents. There are various parameters that control the system that you have access to, some 40 odd parameters which you can fine tune the system. Usually you can leave those alone and everything will perform perfectly okay. And you have access to various resources in the form of a toolkit. So you can get out to the Wiki Dictionary resources, you can get to Google from here, and what you're looking now is some video help, a YouTube video, and if you have any questions you can open this and you'll see there's a series of questions, not many at the moment, but for example, if I wanted to make a poem a work in progress, I can click on this and this will explain exactly what's done. And that is a very rapid and very quick summary of some of the features and facilities of the system.